Hello guys, my name is ScherBR, and today let's talk about the new collab that had just got announced. It will probably just start in just some hours from now. And sorry guys to take this long to do this video, but I was on a break from the weekends. But well, with all that said, let's just start with the talking. And well, this is an anime. It was just released so far in Japan that there's a lot of stuff to talk about this. And before we talk about this, let's talk about the crossover campaign as well, because they announced on Facebook that if we get to 5,000 share or like, we will get some good rewards. These good rewards are the huge experience bead and 11 divine weapon tickets. So I'm not so sure if there's 11 separate tickets or just one ticket that will give you 11 weapons. That probably is the second option. So okay, let's just help them giving our likes and share because everyone wins from that. Okay, and you also said that probably with all this huge experience bead, you can just get your character to level 70. That's a lot. That's around above average for most characters and most people are so far right now. But let's talk about this character here. That's the things out of order. Yeah, it's out of order. So the first one we talk about is Ace Wallenstein. But before I talk about her, let me explain a little better how this collab works. It's a gacha collab. All the two characters that are being released are from gacha, and there's new free weapons as well. A lot of good stuff to farm on the shop. But let's just start with this. These new characters are from gacha. Yeah, it's not like Lucian that you could get from free. It's just like the Fullmetal Alchemist collab that you need to summon for these characters. So okay, the first one is Ace Wallenstein. On Wiki it says that she's a deity and all the deity characters can be used on this Valkyrie slot. So that makes her a little more interesting because she can occupy any of these slots from the characters. And well, this is not just her name. Let's check some more stuff. Well, another stuff that we need to talk about is these characters were released very far in the game in Japan. They were around 1 year and a half for sequel when the game was released in Japan. So they were a little over ahead for us. They are a little over ahead for us. And you can see, let's check her skills so we can explain better. This girl here, the first skill, the blue skill, raises physical attack. I'm not so sure how much it raises because it's always a mystery for us. The second raises physical and magical defense, just like most mages also get this, like Killing. Killing has this one as well. It's just a different name. And there's the third skill, that's the white. It says that when you attack continuously, more likely to break it from an enemy guard. So this is not that interesting, the last one, because well, there's a skills that just raise your chances to not be guarded, and this one just says that if it raises the chance that if you're continually attacking, it will break the guard. Well, unless some specific boss get this type of stuff, this is not that interesting at all. So the first and the second skills are interesting, but the first one, it's only raises physical attack, not two type of status like some characters that are being released. So okay, that's her natural skills. And after the natural skills, we have the unique orb skills as well. Before that, there's also the attack pattern, sorry. And she has 3 attacks, just like any swordsman. She is a swordsman from the lightning element. The first attack is forward, the second is upwards, and the third is forward again. She seems easier to be used, so only the second attack is from upwards, but also the only attack that has an elemental to it. Well, there's a problem here because we just got Lucian. Lucian is also from lightning element and he also uses his word. Liu is also the same element, the same type, and also Sina. All the 3 characters are good characters, with Liu being a little harder to use and Sina being a very, very important character even yet right now on the game. Lucian is using more for dot of crystals, and this girl here doesn't have that much power to compensate competing with the other characters, at least so far. Let's take a look on her unique orb. Well, when let's talk about the unique orb, there are some things to tell because the first skill, it's always a generic skill from all characters, and this character here has the F activate. All characters so far were released with the E activate. and she brings a new era from most characters in Japan. She was one of the first to get this one as well. And what is the difference between the E activate and the F activate? Well, there's some talk on Discord, and a lot of friends of mine there are talking about this. And Shio Valga is a player from Japan, and he's very knowledgeable. He just explained it to us. What's the difference? And the difference is around 50% on the buff itself. So the E activate was around it was exactly 1k plus from attack and magical attack, and 500 plus on the defense and magic defense. What happens is the F activate raises 1000 and 500 attack and magic attack, and 750 defense and magic defense. It's 50% more on the buff, and this can helps a lot because right now most enemies have just so much defensive that it's hard to break through the defenses, and we're not getting a lot of damage. This event right now is explain this a little better because a lot of people are having some difficulty with it because the enemies have a way harder to hit because of the so high defensive status. Okay, so this is a new generation. If the game comes with this, and we can talk about this girl, and she will be a lot better than the ones we have right now. That ends this, and let's talk about the other character. And this girl here, she has, I don't even remember her name. Well, this girl with the blue hair, sorry, I'll call her like that because I don't remember her name. And here she has these three natural skills, and the first one is magic attack rises, the second flame damage rise, and the third is the probability of being poisoned, petrified, or blinded decreases. But, well, poisoned and blinded are not that hard to... They are not the worst status that you can get. There's the buffs that are worse, there's the petrified, the freeze, and the paralyzed are the worst of all. So she just kept the petrified as one of the important debuffs to resist, and poison and blind are not that important. So she's not exactly the best character to be using your heavy wings or million terrors. Just like Jelanda. Jelanda, she's a little better because she at least resists 2 of the powerful debuffs. But you see the first and the second the skills are magic and flame increases. So she also does not have 2 of the status raising on alongside, and this reduces a little of her power. And let's look at her attack pattern, and she is just like her friend, she's just upwards. The first is direct forward, and the second, the third are upwards. But she is different because she has 2 of her attacks from element. One is not. I'm not so sure how which one is the strongest. It's probably the third. Well, that's what I believe. And that's it. Her attack seems interesting because of it, but Jelanda was also just released, and she's also a mage type from the fire element. This girl is a mage type from the fire element as well. Well, they can still be used together. The two girls will be way better than Anelian. That's the third fire mage that we have so far. And now there's information around her orb, and her orb's a little better because it still raises damage, just damage. You see, the first is increased magic attack, it's offensive. The second increased flame damage, it's also offensive. The third is support, and in her unique orbs is only offensive. Physical and magical attack and defense rise, but it's generic, like I said, it raises from everyone, but her second skill is magic and flame damage rise. So she's very offensive oriented, and also she can be used on the Valkyrie slot, so you can just sub your Lanets or Alicias and get this girl here, and she will work well when you're needing a mage party, so that you can defeat some boss that are weak to magic defenses. So okay guys, this was just a general look on these characters here, and there's more stuff to see, and I'll just get to the game so that we can talk about it. Now they releasing some new stuff on the notice, and this is important because there's a lot of things coming on this update, and this update is just very full of gameplay mechanics. Let's just click on notice and we'll talk about this. Well, it seems to be loading here. Okay, let's click on upcoming new features. They are just getting a lot of the features planned here. They are saying when these new features will be getting. And this they are just talking about the anime Danmachi on the update on the 11th June. And the first new thing that we'll get is the free skill that it says grant and deprive. Grant it is to give and deprive is to remove. So you're getting slots on most weapons. You'll be getting a free slot and where you can just transfer a weapon skill. Like let's just say this says weapon skill. You can transfer this weapon skill to your weapon and get status bonus or effect bonus. And this is a very interesting thing that's still important in Japan. And the second thing is called a party skill. When a character levels to level 55, he or she will acquire a new skill that can be added on the party skill from the edit party screen. So this just works like this. The game wants you to level all your characters to level 55. So when they get to level 55, they will unlock their party skills, and you can equip this party skill on slots that you can just equip any type of skills from party. And this is very interesting because there's a lot of attack to be getting from here, also buffs and slayers type of skills and things that will work well and make a lot of tough gameplay changes for us. And it just says here that there's new features moving forward. Still on June we will getting the legendary evolution. The legendary evolution is when you get your weapons to limited editions. This is a very huge step forward in the game. Your maxed weapon, when it's around level 65, and the max action skill as well, the max action skill level 5, they will be able to upgrade for a new end type of weapon called limit edition. Here is they telling us legendary evolution, and the status are almost doubled. It is very interesting stuff, but also a lot of power creep for the game. And there's soul sublimation. The soul sublimation is actually something that it was called as rebirth. When you reach the max level in the game, that's 99, you can rebirth, go back to the level 1 and start leveling up your character again, and you get a lot of bonus status just by doing that. They say that the status are almost doubled, and well, this will change a lot of stuff. In July there's Potential Force, Limited Skill, and Enhanced Skill. Potential Force is like the board from, let's say, Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy 13, where you can just go to different nodes and choose it by purchasing some stuff, and it will raise your status. The Limited Skill is a limited type of skill that can be gotten until you can rebirth, and it's a new type of swipe. It's swipe left and you will activate the skill. The Enchant skill, I'm not so sure what it is. This is, well, I'll have to give a look on the future, but it's probably also related to limited skill, okay? So that's it, guys. That's a lot of stuff. This will make us reach the Japanese version very, very, very fast. They're probably doing this because they want the versions to be a lot similar than different, because this can give a lot of trouble when programming or coding. So this will be better for them, also better for us, because with so many new stuffs, if the events they release are the past events from Japan, we will be stronger than they were when they were doing this. So let's hope for the best. The update is reaching very soon, and we'll be just getting the free skill and the party skill on this same update. So another thing I want to talk is, I was not trying to beat the last chapter here, the Bringer of Chaos, the final chapter, because I was actually farming for temper crystals, because I see some people doing this quest here, and they were dying a lot. They were using revives because they didn't have the enough status. I did lost like 4 or 5 times on the Bringer of Chaos special too, and I was trying to just upgrade my stuff before I do this. So this new upgrade will make a lot of things easier, and because of the party skills, that you can get a lot of bonus by party skills. I just suggest you guys to experience the new stuff first, and go try the final chapter later. It's here, it's not going anywhere, at least for now. And the new event from Danmachi will be going on, and you can get some more embers, maybe you can get some new characters, and you get stronger, and you can try later. That's what I suggest you guys to do. The same from the Nameless Flower event, the last stage. I didn't try it again, but it still has 7 days to play. Okay, this ends this video now. I don't want to prolong any further. I hope these guys enjoy from this video. I'll be doing some reviews later because they may change or nerf a little of these new characters. If this happens, I will just add this information for you guys. And we see each other from the updates returns and there's new content so I can talk about it. Sorry for taking long for this video, and please subscribe if you haven't, it helps a lot. I'm still on my road to 1K subscribers. And thanks again, see you in the next video.